I'm John Buchanan. Now, isn't it reassuring when we discover that the technology companies on whom our music making is reliant are listening? And we discover that actually sometimes they might have made a little bit of a mistake, but they're all too willing to correct it. Well, Logic 12.2 is out with very little ceremony because there isn't a lot that's packed into here. A little bit of bug fix stuff, an interesting thing about previewing sort of surround mixy things. We'll get to that in the fullness of time. But there is one new feature, which is actually sort of a putting right feature, and that is the return of legacy instruments. Now, I made a video not that long ago about Logic 12 and the sound library update, about which I am broadly positive, but a lot of you pointed out that the legacy instruments, the collections of sounds that have existed in Logic since the dawn of time, had been mysteriously removed, and that there were sort of various workarounds that needed to be suggested in order for people to have access to those sounds again. Well, they're back, and I'm going to show you in this video how to put them back in if you are reliant on that content. So, as you may not know if you haven't watched that video, why wouldn't you have watched that video? It's an absolute banger. Anyway, go and watch it. But if you haven't watched it, what we discover now within the library, which has always been up here in the top left-hand corner, is that our access to the sound library is now via this Get More Sounds button. And if I click this, what we're going to discover with 12.2 is that a bunch of things are new and a bunch of things have been expanded. So if I look through the artist and producer packs, libraries that I had installed already now require some updates because presumably there's more content for them. And that's true for the sound packs as well, all good things. And I believe this step reflex library is brand new. Makes me think of Duran Duran. Showing my age again. Okay, but much more importantly, what we can also do is to come to the Manage Packs button up here, which means that we then get a list form of all of the things that are available, and you're going to see this regardless of how much content you've sort of installed in the past. And if we search for the word legacy, important things are available here. So firstly, what we have a chance to do is to reinstate, if we want, the patches which that sample data is kind of organized into, and then there is all of that sample data. So we're going to just shoot the breeze for a moment while I press Get on this content, and what we do is to update the other things too. Now, if you really want all of this back, what I would also suggest you do is to click this button for the GarageBand 11 Legacy Pack 2. What's really interesting about the ways in which the content for Logic Pro has kind of built up over the years is that obviously Logic predated GarageBand. GarageBand was a later program that was released later on, and yet there have been innovations within GarageBand which have been kind of upkicked to Logic. So Beatbreaker as a plugin is one example of that, but there is sound library content there as well, which also relates to the good old days. And in fact, while this stuff is running, what I'm also going to do is to come over here just to show you exactly what I mean, because in the sound packs content over here, where within the Loop browser, we have a chance to decide what it is that we actually want to have a look at. I think down here we're going to discover the Jam packs, which were the very first Apple Loops kind of extras that were added back in the late 1700s. And I think I'm even right in saying that somewhere here there's a collection called iLife sound effects. Now this is an amazing sort of addition to the sort of sound library content, because the iLife suite of applications was, I think, pages and numbers. It came with a whole collection of things. I think maybe even iMovie was bundled for the first time in with this kind of collection of programs. And obviously what happened at that time was that they created a whole bunch of sound effects so that we could put dog barking and crowd noises into the little movies that we were making, and we could edit them. And all of that sound library content still exists and is available to us here. It's like the past now. Anyway, what's happening in the background, if I come out of here, is that the Apple library is being updated. And we have the legacy patches back over here. Remember, when you first click on any of these packs and you install them, they will download and then they'll install, and then all of the indexing for them will happen at the same time as well. And I can now see that all 4 of those have now been installed. Now then, what does that actually mean? Well, over here in the legacy department, we have a chance to dive in here, and suddenly here are all those instruments upon which some of your productions may have been reliant. So if you were using the pop strings, I ask you to explore your own musical aesthetic. But if you were, they're here and they're back. And the same thing is going to be true for, goodness me, the good old acoustic guitars from back in the day as well. So if you want to reinstall the legacy content, it's now available. Apple are aware of the fact that they dropped the ball on this, I think, and suddenly it's back. So go and find it, and that's how you can install it. And then go and listen to the dogs barking in the iLife sound library.